Hi, everybody. Welcome again to Wingman Wisdom. It gives me no joy to talk about the subject that I'll be talking about for the next few minutes today. And it might get even worse tomorrow. So please, as they say, put on your big boy, your big girl pants and hang with me if you own an RV and you're thinking about selling it. Welcome to Wingman Wisdom. I am not an RV expert, but I am an expert on life and on living. I'm really good at living and making a lot of mistakes. I've learned from many of those mistakes. And here on Wingman Wisdom, I try to share some of those stories in hopes that others will be able to relate and connect to help you avoid maybe making some mistakes that I have made. It goes both ways, though. As you'll read in the comments, there's many smart, wise people that have differing opinions than I do, and that is perfectly okay. But this is like sitting around a virtual campfire where we all kind of talk and get along. We discuss important things and some silly things from time to time. But as I say, it's kind of like sitting around trying to solve the world's problems, which are really numerous and impossible to solve. So let me go back to why this is not a very good message today. RV show season has begun, right? Many of you have probably been to RV shows or you're planning on going to RV shows. Have you noticed the prices of new RVs? They haven't dropped like so many people were anticipating. Oh, they're going to come way down. Maybe they'll come down a little bit. I don't see it happening. I don't see these big, well, they're going to drop 40%, 50% value. No, but let me tell you the bad news. The bad news is used RVs. If you own a used RV and you want to sell it right now, not good. Not good at all. In fact, if you're buying or selling an RV, I want to invite you to I'm going to put up a website here on the screen. You see that website? freervreport.com. A couple of months ago, I created a free RV report for people that are selling their RV and one who is buying an RV. So if you're buying an RV, you want this report. If you're selling an RV, you want this one. The purpose was to prevent you from getting ripped off. I say that many of the mistakes people make, they make of their own doing because they just don't know any better. So you can download this free report. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm trying to provide information. Go to freervreport.com. It'll take you 2 minutes. You'll be able to view and download. If for any reason you don't get the bounce back email with the report in it, check in your spam folder, your junk folder. And if you still don't get it, email us and we will, send it to you. But you need to sign up on that email address or that website, freervreport.com. Okay, so what's going on in the used RV market? The value, folks, the value of your RV is not what you may think it is. A year ago, used RVs they weren't worth it, but people were paying more than they were worth, lots more than they were worth. But the world is a different place right now. 2023 ain't 2022. And the value of these used RVs are so many people that because of the economy, because of many reasons, they're saying, you know what, I just don't want my RV anymore. I can't afford it, or whatever the excuse, the reason is, people are selling their RVs in record numbers. So it's the law of supply and demand. There's tons and tons of inventory on the market. A lot of that inventory is mortgaged to the hilt. There is not only no equity in many of these people the RV that many of these people have purchased, they're upside down. It's negative. They owe more money, lots more money than the RV is worth. I'm anticipating being able to tomorrow do another video that is more in depth. You remember I did one, 3 or 4 months ago on J.D. Power. These folks that are considered by many as the Bible in determining what the used RV values are worth. I don't trust this book. I don't. It's a guide, kind of, but to think of it as the Bible for the value of used RVs, not so much. In fact, it's my contention that over the past couple of 3 years, that for some reason, they, meaning the J.D. Power folks, just my opinion, has pumped up the perceived value. And a lot of these dealers have used this book to convince people that are buying, look, it retails for $60,000 and you're getting it for $57,000. So look, you're saving $3,000 when it really you may get it for, $55,000 or $50,000. And they've used this book to get people to go in debt, get people to buy their products. But now the market has changed, hasn't it? The economy's changed. People are hurting. So I'm getting this random selection of used RVs and real RVs, real transactions that are happening. And I'm going to compare The book, J.D. Power makes 3 books a year. They do a January through April. This is January, February, March, April. Every 4 months, they do a book, not quarterly, but they do 3 of these books a year. I'm going to compare and show you, I'm going to document the value of what's happened according to J.D. Power. And I think they still may be off. It's not going to be good. The couple of numbers I've looked at already, I'm like, oh man. Now, let me tell you a story about when I had my ranch and I was a deer farmer and I handled deer. What? What does that have to do with anything? Well, just bear with me. Human beings, in a way, can be like deer. Human beings like to be in groups. Deer like to be in small herds, small groups. And if somebody in that group, human or animal, gets spooked and crazy, they're going to do something crazy. And too often, too many other people do the same thing. So if you're going to buy an RV and maybe it's a stupid thing to do, and my neighbor got one, I'm going to do it too, and everybody buys one. And all of a sudden you go, what in the world have I done? When you're a deer farmer, the way you handle deer, if you don't want to shoot them with a dart and tranquilize them, this is the truth. And a lot of you, oh, I don't like that. Just bear with me on this. This is the truth. Deer farmers have these deer in pens, and deer are naturally incredibly skittish. They're friggin' crazy. And if you don't know how to handle them, you don't recognize their ear twitches and how they walk, and sometimes they walk sideways. And if you don't know about deer behavior, you're going to lose a lot of deer. They're going to die. They are. If you don't know a lot about human beings, you can't manipulate them. But if you want to manipulate deer, what you do is you have them in the pen, and then you bring them into a holding pen, a holding area in a barn. And you don't do it in the daytime. You do it at night. You do it when it's dark. Just open the door, and they're just so calm, like a human being that's going, really? Wow, I can only have to pay that much, and they're just so calm, and they go into this little dark room. And do you know that you can't go in yelling, but if you go in quietly, you open the door of that dark holding pen, you can walk into a herd of 12 deer, 15 deer, the biggest antlered bucks that would gore you if they saw you. But they can't see you. And you can literally push them. You can move them. You can move amongst them. And they let you do it. I believe that we as human beings have been like those deer. We have allowed people to manipulate us. And in this report that I'm going to talk about tomorrow, when I show you the value from one book, the J.D. Power book that ended in December of 2022, and the new book, what it says, apples to apples, and you see what happened to the value, I think you'll understand why I am so concerned. If the values have dropped as much as I think they have, I think that we've got more of a way to go. And if I have some bad news, if I have good news tomorrow, I'll give that to you. But I will try, even with some bad news, to give you some ideas on how you might want to restructure your debt, what you might want to do, because believe me, the bank doesn't want your RV back. They don't want it back. They just want your money. So there are some ways that you can move forward if you have found yourself upside down in an RV. I hope some of this makes sense. Again, I have a free RV report, and you can get it right now. If you're watching on TV, I want you to pick up your phone and text the word report. Report, one word, report, and send it, and the number is 38470. Or you can click the word more in the description below. Click on it, on the word more. The links will be down there. You'll be able to click over and go to freervreport.com inside a couple of minutes. I know it's a very basic site. It's me and a couple of pages. I mean, it's very simple. But these reports, I've got one if you're selling your RV, one if you're thinking about buying an RV, and I want you a happy camper. So go to freervreport.com right now, or pick up your phone and text the word report to 38470, and cross your fingers that whatever I come up with on these apples to apples from 2022 to 2023 values through J.D. Power aren't that far off. But stick with me. I'll bring that to you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of the Wingman Wisdom community. If you've not done so yet, subscribe to the channel. Give a big old thumbs up, a like to this video, and share this on social media. Share it in Facebook groups. If you're in a camping or RVing Facebook group, I promise you there are people that need to hear this, especially today's and tomorrow's video. So share it in those groups. Don't get in trouble, but share it amongst people here in the RVing community. Again, thank you for watching. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home. I'll see you tomorrow.